gotta push yourself just a little bit further when you think you've done enough. It's time to shine. Oh, it's time to fly high. Coming down the tracks, ain't looking back. Oh, it's time to rise and shine.
Welcome to the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Football Championships on the Hy-Vee Championship Network, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, sole title sponsor. From the Unidome on the beautiful campus of the University of Northern Iowa, it's the state championship game in Class 2A, featuring the Williamsburg Raiders at 12-0 versus the Lions of Central Lyon George Little Rock, also at 12-0. Good morning, everyone. Alan DeBold along with my partner, Kent Larson. Happy to have you along for this great matchup here today. Kent, should be a great matchup between these two fine teams.
Well, you're absolutely right, and both these teams have been dominant all year long, and we're going to see a lot of tremendous athletes, a lot of speed.
Should be a great contest for us here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Looking forward to it. And now let's step away for a special announcement from the Iowa Bankers Association.
Welcome to the presentation of the Iowa Bankers Association Student Athlete Achievement Award in Class 2A football. Since 1990, the Iowa Bankers Association has presented a $1,000 scholarship to a student athlete who not only excels on the football field, but also in the classroom and in their community. At this time, it is my honor to introduce you to Dan Dosler of the United Bank of Iowa in Ida Grove to present the award to this year's Class 2A winner, and that is Gabe Winterode of OABCIG High School in Ida Grove. At this time, please do the honors.
Thanks, Jackie. On behalf of the Iowa Bankers Association and United Bank of Iowa, I'm pleased to present this award to Gabe Winterode and congratulate him on earning this scholarship.
Gabe, congratulations. What are your future plans with this scholarship?
I plan on attending a four-year university and majoring in biochemical engineering.
Well, congratulations. And gentlemen, thank you both for being here. And thank you to the Iowa Bankers Association for sponsoring the Student Athlete Achievement Award.
Attention gate members, your connecting flight will arrive eventually.
Have you been the victim of gate seat theft? If so, you may be entitled to a settlement.
Here at the law offices of Butsky and Bubkus, we've helped thousands collect damages for seat thefts.
We also represent wall theft, patches of floor theft, bathroom stall theft. If you sat on it and got up and someone else sat on it, we'll represent you.
Let us help you sue the pants off the butt that stole your seat.
The law offices of Butsky and Bubkus, not necessary for those who live the nonstop life.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking.
Right now, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership with code Mahomes.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state football championships, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa's youth through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Getting to the championships takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa student athletes is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we've teamed up with the Boys Association to provide concussion insurance at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. We also give these hats to every one of our state champions to serve as a reminder that if you believe it, you can achieve it. So from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association's state championships are brought to you in part by Channel Seed, expert advice and innovative solutions. Define your future with Channel Seed. By Casey's, here for good. And by Cookies, smart cookies, use cookies. And welcome here to the Unidome this morning in Cedar Falls, Iowa, on the campus of the University of Northern Iowa, as we have two great teams coming in here at 12-0 here today. As we take a look at the keys of today's football game, Kent Larson, brought to you by Iowa Corn, where corn grows Iowa.
Well, for the Lions, power football, that's the name of the game. They like to run it, and then they need to limit the star wide receiver for Williamsburg, Weisskopf. who had a great game last week. For Williamsburg, they need to share the ball. You're going to see multiple runners, and they need to get the passing game involved, and then use your speed. This is a very fast team, a lot of track athletes on this team.
Should be a great game here today. Your keys brought to you by Iowa Corn, where corn grows Iowa. And Williamsburg will get the football first to start this football game. That means Central Lyon George Little Rock in the second half will get the opening possession. We've had some great football here yesterday. 4 games for you here today at the Unidome. And we're going to crown 4 more champions. Should be an exciting day, Kent.
Oh, it really should. And, you know, we came off that great game last night with a lot of fireworks, and I think we're going to see a lot of fireworks offensively today as well.
Well, one of the deep men for Williamsburg, as you saw on your screen, is Carson Hudipole, and all the folks from West Lyon, Central Lyon, they're going to slap me up there in Lyon County. Central Lyon George Little Rock getting ready to kick this one away here this morning at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. So to do the kicking duties will be Matthew Deeren, and we are underway. This one is returnable from the 6-yard line. Out across the 10 to the 15, breaking a tackle, and out close to the 25-yard line is where Williamsburg will take over, first down and 10. So Clayton Steckley was the return man for Williamsburg, and he's shaken up a little bit as they take him off the field. So first down and 10 for Williamsburg at the 25-yard line. Carson Hudipole is the quarterback. So check his bench, now gets the play and runs the first play of the game. And he goes straight ahead for some solid running out to the 29-yard line for a gain of 4. Now let's take a look at our Cookies impact player here today, Kent.
Well, it's going to be receiver Derek Weiskopf, tied for first in receiving touchdowns. Last week, 8 catches, 164 yards, and he's also a state high jumper.
So Weiskopf on the sideline, not starting in this one here today, but he has been a big threat throughout the state tournament. The pickup of 4, second down and 6 from the 29-yard line. They put a man in motion, and Hudipole wants to run, keeps it, and gets out across the 30 to about the 34-yard line. He is shy of a first down by a yard.
Tackle made by Gabe Schulte.
Our Shield starting lineup here today.
Well, this lineup's led by Carson Hudipole. Last week he threw for 200 yards, ran for another 100.
So here's a straight ahead run by Carson Hudipole, and they're going to rule him down at the 40-yard line. Hudipole feels like he never went completely down, but it is a first down and 10 for Williamsburg. Starting lineup for the defense for Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Well, this is really a talented group led by linebacker Josh Elbert. He's their leading tackler, and then the other linebackers, Van Berken and Van Beek, both 3-year starters.
Today's starting lineups brought to you by Shields, right there with you with 4 Iowa locations. Out to the 42-yard line goes Gable Dayton. Dayton gets a couple of yards, second down and 8.
Yeah, tackled by Josh Elbert. Yeah, Alan, last week we talked about Weiskopf, where they just throw it up and he'd just go get it because he's a high jumper. But he's going against, this could be the tallest secondary in the history of Iowa high school football. 6'6", 6'5", 6'2", 6'2" in the secondary. So you look at Weiskopf there, number 12.
Yeah, number 12 on your screen. Derek Weiskopf. Straight ahead running this time for Gable Dayton, and he just met a wall. The ball went on the ground, and for Central Lyon George Little Rock, they say they have the football.
I think they're going to call him.
And the officials say no, it stays with Williamsburg.
It was Chase Thiedens that caused the fumble.
See the ball come out about right there. And for Williamsburg, they're able to come out on the football, and they still retain it. Trenton Davies with the recovery. 3rd down and 8 from the 42-yard line. Beautiful wants to pass, throws the deep ball down the far side, and this one is incomplete. Intended receiver was Weiskopf that time. Good coverage downfield, Kent.
Yeah, it really was. And Hudepole kind of threw it in the only place where his receiver could catch it, just a little bit overthrown.
So the defense wins the first battle of the game for Central Lyon George Little Rock, and they'll get the football. Derek Weiskopf is the punter. He's averaging close to 40 yards. This one is returned from the 25-yard line, and good downfield coverage by Williamsburg, and nowhere for the ball carrier Josh Albert to run as Central Lyon George Little Rock takes over 1st and 10 at the 26. It's time now to take a look at our Cookies impact player for Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Well, it's the Iowa recruit, the quarterback, Zach Lutmer, 1st in quarterback rating, 3rd in rushing yards. What a performance he had last week. 284 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns out of that quarterback position. And you'll see them roll him out quite a bit and let him do some run-pass options.
So Central Lyon George Little Rock will send 2 receivers near side, 1 at the top of the screen. Working out of the pistol is Lutmer. Handed off, straight ahead, running out to the 30-yard line, and on the carry was Josh Albert.
Weiskopf came up to make the tackle.
It's a gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Looking from the shotgun this time is Lutmer. That's Van Berkom in motion. And again, here goes Albert. Albert out across the 30 to about the 33, and the ball's on the field, but the officials say down by contact. So they'll mark it down at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. See Albert going down right there as the ball comes out.
Aiden Stratton on the tackle.
So 3rd down and 1 for Central Lyon George Little Rock. Put a man in motion. Fake the handoff, and here goes Lutmer straight ahead running, and this time he is gang tackled shy of the 35-yard line. He needs to get there for the 1st down.
Goodell was in there, Davies was in there.
So now 4th down and short, and it looks to be punt time for Central Lyon George Little Rock. Good job in there for Williamsburg. That was Gable Dayton, the first man to stand him up. Van Berkom will do the punting here for CLGLR. It's averaging 39 yards a punt. Back deep for Williamsburg is Race Heitman. And now we have whistles.
Penalty, 4th down.
So that penalty will move the ball back to the 30-yard line. 6:22 remaining here in the first quarter of play. No score. This one takes a bounce and returnable for Heitman as he gets out across the 40 to about the 44-yard line. And we'll take a break here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. 0-0 your score. We'll be back with more right after this timeout.
This is no ordinary football. To Iowa Farm Bureau, this is the future of our youth, the pride of our communities, the energy that makes Iowa, Iowa. The Friday night that brings farmers, teachers, doctors, and kids all together. To Iowa Farm Bureau, This is the reason we work so hard. This is Iowa. Iowa Farm Bureau. People, progress, and pride.
At Mid-American Energy, we help you save energy and money at home.
And the office with our programs and rebate offers.
But you can start saving today with these low and no-cost tips.
Program your thermostat to keep an energy savings schedule.
Or use a smart thermostat to save energy for you.
Install LED lighting wherever you can.
Lower the temperature on your water heater.
And change furnace filters regularly.
Find more ways to save on our website.
Some innovation starts here. The truth is, our innovation starts here. From your fields to our labs and back to your fields. Our innovation starts by listening to our customers. See how at channellistens.com.
Welcome back here to the Unidome. It is 6:11 on the first quarter of play here. Williamsburg with the football. No score on the board right now. Both teams' defenses are looking pretty strong right now, Kent. So look at Curtis Sieben on the sideline, and he has been working that sideline for his kids in this game already. Just a short time period into it, a 2-yard pickup that time on the first down play.
Yeah, and Alan, we talked about there's speed to burn on both these teams. Just a good job by Central Lyon George Little Rock that time chasing that play down. But we talked about how dominant these teams have been. Williamsburg, last 9 games, 24 points has been their closest game. Central Lyon George Little Rock, 21 points has been their closest game during the year.
So second down and 8 yards to go. There's Hudipole, hands it off. Straight ahead running once again, and maybe a yard on the play, and that's it. We'll bring up third down and 7.
Yeah, looking at how these teams got here in the playoffs, Williamsburg beat Comanche 42-0. Mid-Prairie 63-7. Centerville 35-0. And then Wahlert last week 31-7. Central Lyon George Little Rock beat Iowa Falls 57-0, Clarinda 42-16, West Lyon 42-7, and OABCIG 37-14.
So big third down play coming up. Spread the formation this time for Williamsburg. And they give it off to Race Heitman. Heitman gets about 3 to 4 yards on that play, but again, fourth down coming up for Williamsburg.
Yeah, tackled by Elbert. This defense for the Lions has just been phenomenal all year long. Only 2 teams have scored more than 8 points against them. 17 is the most they've given up all year.
You see the sweep there and how it closed down quickly as the defense collapsed. And Weiskopf back to punt once again. It's a nice high punt. Returnable from the 12-yard line. It's Lutmer as he gets out across the 20 to about the 23 before he's knocked out of bounds. Time now for a message from Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, it's our job to keep you safe. So we encourage you to install a carbon monoxide detector on every level of your home. If your detector goes off, leave your home right away and give us a call.
4:06 remaining here in the first quarter of play, and you can see a little construction going on the sideline there for CLGLR. From the 25-yard line, Zach Lutmer, the quarterback. Straight ahead running. And for Caden Van Berkham, gets about 2 yards on the play.
Goodell on the tackle for Williamsburg.
Let's take a look at our Shield starting lineup now for Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Yeah, a couple people to keep an eye on. Graham Eben, he's been over 100 yards 3 of the 4 playoff games, hasn't had to carry yet. And that right side of the line is huge. Van Wyatt 280 and DeBoer at 260.
So second down and 8. So these teams trying to shake free a little bit with the offense. Williamsburg showing blitz. Lutmer rolling out to his left, fires it down the field. It's incomplete. His intended receiver that time, Isaiah Johnson, and it was in and out of his hands.
Yeah, catchable ball, just a little bit behind him, but I'm sure Isaiah feels like he should have caught that football. And defensively for Williamsburg, sophomores are leading tackler, Race Heitman, and then also Gable Dayton, the senior. And then we talked about Weiskopf. He's tied for first in Class 2A in interceptions.
So 3rd down and 8. Williamsburg fans on their feet, hoping for a stop right here. Here's Lutmer rolling to his right this time. Looking, firing out far side, and it's incomplete. And it brings up 4th down once again, and we've got a down player now for Williamsburg. Storm in the defensive end over there.
Yeah, Lutmer was trying to get that ball out to Vanderzee. He had a little steam on that one.
That he did. Well, as they tend to, Gavin Dorman will announce our Shields winner from last week's registration. A $500 gift card giveaway goes to Rachel Seidel of Urbandale, Iowa, winning the $500 gift card. And our thanks to Shields for their great sponsorship. And also, Rachel, enjoy your time at Shields. Should be a lot of fun. And great to see Gavin Dorman coming off the field. He's got tweaked a little bit. He'll be back. Well, the defenses are here to play, Kent.
Yeah, they really are. And both these teams going to have to adjust a little bit what they're doing. Like I said, the speed on both these teams is incredible.
Van Burkham to do the punting again. Back deep is Race Heitman. This one returnable from the 37-yard line. Looking for a block out across the 40-45. Tripped up and still on his feet. Down the sideline and finally pushed out of bounds after he took a pretty good wallop right there at the 40-yard line. Williamsburg with great field position.
Yeah, that was Lutmer, the quarterback, who came up and got a shoulder into him to knock him out of bounds.
So Hudipole goes back to work again as we see the end of this play once again. Here's Lutmer.
That was a good, tough run by Heitman.
Yes, it was. So Williamsburg will come out in a pass formation. The play from the sideline. Little swing pass, far side. And good defensive coverage out there by Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Yeah, that was Lutmer again out on coverage.
Braylon Weegan was the receiver on the play. Gets 2, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, I would imagine, we talked about Lutmer going to Iowa next year. I would imagine he's going there on defense. And we've seen quite a few former Iowa high school football players playing in that secondary for the Hawkeyes.
And good ones as well. 2nd down and 8 from the 38. And with the carry this time is Hudipole as he gets to the 36-yard line. Again, a pickup of 2. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Chase Thedens, one of the Lions, in on that stop.
Well, if you wanted to watch a lot of offense last night with Lewis Central and Xavier, that was the game to see this. If you want to see defense today, so far it's been this ball game. 3rd down and 6 from the 36-yard line. Hudipole on the roll. Looking, intended receiver, incomplete. That was Clayton Steckley, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up another 4th down.
Yeah, it looked almost like Steckley stumbled a little bit coming out of his break.
So it looks like Williamsburg is going to go for it here. 4th down and 6. And this crowd is very active, very lively today for Class 2A. Little pump fake. Pass down the far sideline and incomplete. Derek Weiskopf, the intended receiver on the play, and the ball was just a tad bit overthrown.
Yeah, Vanderzee on the coverage. And we talked about the size of this secondary last week. Weiskopf, 6'3", was matched up against 5'9" corners, and this time a little bit taller, so Hudipol's having to throw it out in front of him. It's just about a yard too far.
Weiskopf just a little bit slow getting up after that dive for the football. He had a step, just couldn't quite get to it. First down and 10 now from the 36 for Central Lyon George Little Rock. And with it is Lutmer. Lutmer makes a man miss, and he gets out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 6, second down and 4.
Yeah, got a nice block by Isaiah Johnson on the edge.
You look at that front offensive line for the Lions. They go 225, 240, 233, 280, and 260 tackle to tackle. From the 42. But the carry once again is Lutmer as he gets out to the 44-yard line. He's still 2 yards shy of a first down.
Yeah, that was a really nice job by Gable Dayton, the linebacker, coming through and making initial contact. That's the thing with Lutmer. You got to get him around the line of scrimmage, because if he gets into that secondary, he could be off to the races.
Third down, 2 yards to go from the 44-yard line. And the man in motion. And here's Lutmer once again. He gets the first down as he gets across the 46, but he's paying the price. Those linebackers come up there and pop him pretty good.
Boy, he got a really nice block that time from Trevor Deeren, number 51. That's 51, one of those pulling linemen, was able to seal the defender off and allowed Lutmer to get through that crease.
Well, we have come to the end of the first quarter of play here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Two outstanding defenses playing here today. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Are you ready to grow and expand your business? Then it definitely matters where you bank. Take Hometown Physical Therapy, for instance. They chose to work with us, Northwest Bank, and they've gone from having one location in Lamar's to opening 3 more in Spencer, Okoboji, and Lake Mills. They've come to us for real estate loans, credit card services, and internet banking, and have been able to grow and succeed. Visit your hometown Northwest Bank location today and let our small business team turn your dreams into reality.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Small businesses across Iowa are continuing to show up for you. They're adapting, they're donating, they're keeping their doors and their hearts open to assist their employees and serve their customers, just like they always have. Small businesses are the backbone of Iowa's communities, and they're backed by Iowa banks. With helpful advice, affordable loans, and essential financial services, banks across Iowa are showing small businesses the way to a stronger tomorrow. Learn more at iowabankers.com.
Welcome back here to the Unidome. 0-0 on the scoreboard here. And Kent, how about those fans from Central Lyon George Little Rock here today?
And I tell you what, that's legit. That's going all out for your team.
They're all lettered up. And you can tell there's maybe a Zach Lutmer fan there as well. First down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Lutmer this time wants to pass. Comes near side. This one's overthrown, incomplete. It's second down and 10.
A good coverage by Clayton Steckley trying to get it out to Reese Vanderzee.
This game has a feeling of big play moments, right?
Exactly.
I mean, the defenses look so solid here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get a sustained drive, I think, by either team.
Second down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Lutmer to pass again. This time feels pressure, caught in the backfield, fires it out of bounds. And he was not down. They're going to rule the pass incomplete, I believe.
The quarterback was outside the pocket, and the ball was beyond the line of scrimmage.
So good job by Zach Lutmer to avoid the sack and be able to get rid of the football.
Yeah, I think that was Owen Douglas that was in on the pressure.
Not sure he was outside the tackle box there, Kent, but officials right on top of it. Brings up third down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Lutmer to pass again, fires it near side. This one is complete, but shy of a first down. On the reception is Isaiah Johnson, and he gets down to the 46-yard line. It's about, 3 yards shy.
Or how do you get that pass off? Look at Race Heitman flying in there, leaping and trying to deflect that.
A big fourth down play coming up. And for Central Lyon George Little Rock, they look like they'll go for it here, Kent. Ditchworth comes into the game for CLGLR. Hand off, straight ahead running, and there is that Williamsburg defense once again. No room for Caden Van Berkham. It's a turnover on downs, and Williamsburg with great field position.
Wow, that was Kyle Goodell. Owen Douglas flying through the middle, blowing that play up. Gable Dayton in there as well. I'll tell you what, both these coaches have shown tremendous confidence in their defense by going for it on fourth down around midfield.
So Williamsburg with the football again, back at the 47-yard line. With it is Hudipole, and he's met by a wall of defenders. Gets a yard gain on the play, and that's it.
Yeah, that was those two linebackers, Van Berkham and Van Beek.
Yeah, and Denikus as well, one of the defensive ends for CLGLR. A 1-yard pickup.
You know, we talked about the speed on both these teams. There's just so many defenders swarming to the football.
Swing pass, far side of the field. And some good juke moves over there for Williamsburg with some good running room. And the reception that time was who, Kent?
I didn't catch who caught it. Denikus was out on the tackle.
I believe that was Max Dorman. Maddox Dorman, the receiver over there, to get the carry on the reception. Brings up third down and 2. From the 45. Hudipole rolling left, looking, fires it deep down the field and off the hands of Derek Weiskopf. Good coverage downfield once again, Kent.
Yeah, that was Vanderzee on the coverage. That play kind of looked a little funny at the beginning of it, almost like the backs went the wrong way, but that's tough, rolling out to your left. And
just off the fingertips, but now Williamsburg is thinking about maybe we need to play for field position here. Flip the field a little bit and see if we can pin Central Lyon George Little Rock deep in their own territory. This punt. A fair catch being called for at the 10-yard line, and that's where Central Lyon will take over for the next drive. I think that was a good move. You know, I mean, both of these teams have gone for it on 4th down here near to the 50-yard line, but Williamsburg's now playing for a little bit of field position if their defense is going to play that strong.
Exactly.
Free streaming of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Football Championships on IHSSN.com is powered by Mid-American Energy. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To learn more, go to midamericanenergy.com. And now Lutmer with the fake handoff. Now sprints out to the left side, out across the 25, and he is tripped up. Oh, what a good defensive play in there by Braylon Weegan to bring him down.
Yeah, just able to grab an ankle. We talked about big plays. Lutmer can make them. Just faked the jet sweep to the right and kept it himself to the left. And
boy, if Weegan doesn't get a hold of him, that's 90 yards. So 1st down and 10 for the Lions. Lutmer rolling right this time. He's going to fire it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Reese Vanderzee, the intended receiver that time.
Yeah, Lutmer's just a little bit off with his passing right now.
Throws a really hard ball too at times.
He does. That's what I was going to say. I can't really tell if it's just because it's ball's coming in too hot for the receivers to handle, or
2nd down and 10 from the 30. That's Van Berkham in motion. Coming near side with the carry out across the 35 and out close to the 40-yard line, and a possible 1st down now for Central Lyon George Little Rock. That's Elbert on the carry.
Yeah, tackle made by Kellen Cockrell. Got a couple really nice blocks. One of them was by Van Berkham.
So 1st and 10 now from the 40. This drive started back at the Lions 10. With it is Lutmer. And he tries to bounce to the outside. No running room for him, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Race Heitman was able to get across the line of scrimmage and trip him up.
Nice tackle by the linebacker. He's got 80 tackles coming in to today's football game. 7.5 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, and 3 fumble recoveries, and an interception.
Yeah, just a sophomore.
Tremendous. 2nd and 10 now from the 40. Lutmer coming near side, trying to bounce to the outside, and he can't. Again, nice defensive play in there for Williamsburg.
Yeah, Stackley was able to get the tackle that time, and Lutmer wanted to cut it up right off the edge of the line, but you see there was just nothing there. And trying to get to the outside, and the speed of this Williamsburg defense just would not allow him to get there.
It's a loss of a yard. It's 3rd down and 11 now. .647 and counting here in the 2nd quarter of play. No score. Lutmer to pass again. This time fires it out, complete, and brought down. Point of contact right at the 49-yard line, and an injured Central Lyon player, and that's Reese Vanderzee on the reception.
Well, I'm hoping he just got the air knocked out of him. Braylon Weegan just came up and put a lick on him. Right in that midsection area, so I'm hoping that's all it is, just the air knocked out. But
very tough hit.
You know, Alan, we saw last week Lutmer was faster than the linebackers that he was going against, but this week he's not. And that's why we haven't seen a lot of those big runs early in this game.
And it's good to see that Reese Vanderzee is on his feet. Looks like he'll be back, and I think you're right, Ken. I think he just had the wind knocked out of him.
Well, we got 4th and short again. Are they going to go again, or are they going to play for field position? See what the Lions decide to do.
Well, Williamsburg is playing for the punt, it appears anyway. They have a deep man back. That's Race Heitman. And for Central Lyon, though, they're not offering the fact that they're going to punt. Play clock's down to 4, so they got to be careful of the time. Here's a handoff straight ahead. And with the push, I do believe the Lions have the first down.
Yeah, just straight ahead and trusting that offensive line. Yeah, that spin is what got him the first down.
And one of the big guys getting off the bottom of the pile for the Lions was the tackle, Max DeBoer, number 67. Trying to get a big push in there. First down and 10 at the 49-yard line in Williamsburg territory. Spread formation this time for Lutmer. Wants to pass, now he's going to keep it. And has a little bit of running room. So he takes it down to the 44-yard line, a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5 coming up.
Boy, another nice tackle by Heitman. What a half he's had so far. That's the thing, we have not seen many missed tackles on either team. These coaches have done a nice job teaching fundamentals to these athletes.
5 minutes remaining. 2nd and 5. Lutmer again on the keep. And he gets inside the 40-yard line, right at the line to gain. They may have to measure this depending on the spot.
Yeah, Heitman was in there again along with Maddox Dorman.
So they're going to show first down.
Yeah, I don't know if this Lions group has faced a defense as good as Williamsburg. They've scored 37 plus every single game this year.
First and 10 now from the 39, and now we have a stoppage on the field. So timeout being called, I believe, by the Lions. So with that, we'll take a timeout with them here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. 0-0 your score. We're back with more after this.
Every meal could use that extra something special, and our tasty flavors are a no-brainer. Count on Cookies' award-winning sauces and seasonings to put the extra flavor in quality meats, main dishes, and so much more. It's the grill time, game time, family time, anytime sauce and seasoning that makes every bite better. Find us on the shelves of your favorite grocer now, or find us online at cookiesbbq.com. It's the sauce America loves to eat. And remember, smart cookies use cookies.
Let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking.
Right now, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership with code Mahomes.
Small businesses across Iowa are continuing to show up for you. They're adapting, they're donating, they're keeping their doors and their hearts open to assist their employees and serve their customers, just like they always have. Small businesses are the backbone of Iowa's communities, and they're backed by Iowa banks. With helpful advice, affordable loans, and essential financial services, banks across Iowa are showing small businesses the way to a stronger tomorrow. Learn more at iowabankers.com.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association's state championships are brought to you in part by Channel Seed. Expert advice and innovative solutions. Define your future with Channel Seed. By Casey's, here for good. And by Cookies. Smart cookies. Use cookies. 4:20 remaining here in the second quarter of play. 0-0 is your score. As the Lions calling timeout here. First down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Van Berkom in motion. There's a handoff. And with the carry to the 35-yard line is Josh Elbert. He gets 4 on the carry. It's second down and 6. And Kent, you take this portion right here. As Coach Eben was not happy during that timeout break.
Well, after they moved the sticks on that first down, he thought they started the play clock just a little too early. He wanted to get that play clock reset, and that's why they were forced to call that timeout.
So it's second down and 6 now from the 35-yard line. Sweep coming near side, and good tackle in the backfield for Williamsburg. Who was that?
That was Kyle Goodell. We talked about the speed, and he chased that down from the backside.
Goodell was in the backfield longer than the ball carrier right there for Central Lyon. That was Johnson trying to get here on the sweep. Third down and 10. From the 39-yard line. Trips left this time for Central Lyon. Back to pass. Lutmer fires it over. And that's Van Berkom with the catch. And he's going to roll down to the 30-yard line on tackle. He's about a yard shy of a first down. It'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, Weegan was over there to make the tackle, but well-designed play. Got him out in the flat. There really wasn't anyone over there. And then Weegan comes up and does a nice job making that tackle, and another fourth and short for the Lions.
And for Van Berkom, that is his second catch on the year. So change of pace here a little bit for the Lions, trying to get other people involved in the offense to keep this Williamsburg defense honest. And now we have another timeout called by Central Lyon.
Timeout. George Little Rock, Central Lyon. Second time.
Be sure to pick up your championship game program as well as.
Remember, at the end of the Class 5A title game, we will be announcing the tournament MVP award, fueled by Iowa Beef.
Post-game plans? Don't forget your recovery nutrition needs. Carbohydrate to replace energy stores, protein to repair muscle damage. Pair protein-rich beef jerky with chocolate milk and a fruit to recover well and prepare for your next competition.
2:26 remaining here in the second quarter of play. And that score is right. You would come to this game, Kent, knowing how well these two offenses have played all year long, thinking this is going to be a fairly high-scoring football game. It's defense here today.
Well, it really has been, and for both these teams, it has been all year long. But, you know, Alan, as I was walking in today, I realized how fortunate we are to have this facility that we're playing in. And I can't even imagine being outside today playing in this. But, you know, I got to give a tip of the cap to the parking lot attendants. You know, I only had a minute walk to get into this facility this morning. I can't even imagine those guys. And just thank you so much for being out there and helping put this great event on.
Wonderful service done by the folks here at the Unidome. And for the association putting on such a great tournament. Fourth down and 1. Here's Lutmer straight ahead running this time, and he has the first down. So he gets to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, just a straight quarterback run over that left side. Got a good block by Trevor Deeren.
You see the guys up front there, Deeren and Baker, Christensen. At the end of today's game, we will announce our Hog of the Game award winner presented by the Iowa Pork Producers Association to honor today's outstanding lineman of the game. There's a lot of outstanding people out here playing today. Lutmer rolled out of the pocket, and he is trying to make something happen as he fires it down the field. It's complete and caught at the 11-yard line.
Wow, what a throw by Lutmer. He was running for his life towards the sideline. Still to have the presence of mind to keep his eyes downfield.
That was Elbert on the reception, and Elbert did a good job of coming back to an open spot. So first down and 10 from the 11-yard line. Lutmer rolling left, tripped up. Owen Douglas gets his hand in there on a foot and brings him down.
You know, that's the thing. I've seen that sometimes with nose tackles. They put somebody that's really fast and is able to get across the line, and that's what Owen Douglas has been able to do so far today. Look at him fire across the line. And that nose tackle position was just able to grab an ankle and trip Lutmer up.
Well, the Lions just entered the Golden Rule Gold Zone, and you can too. Golden Rule Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical obeys the rules to live with the standard you just don't see every day. Go to goldenrulephc.com. Second down and 10 from the 11-yard line now. Call it the 12. Here's Lutmer straight ahead running, and short gain on the play, maybe a couple of yards. It's going to bring up third down and 9.
Boy, that was Gable Dayton that was able to fill that hole.
And again, another timeout, Kent. 30 seconds remaining here before halftime.
Central Lion, George Little Rock. 90-second timeout.
Well, if you're looking, Central Lion George Little Rock has only attempted 3 field goals all year long. Matthew Deeren, as long has been 37. He is, though, 57 out of 61 on PATs. So this would only be about 7 yards farther than a PAT.
Yeah, well within his range for sure.
So you might, with 30 seconds left, you're probably taking a shot at the end zone. No timeouts left for Central Lion George Little Rock. So if they get tackled in before the end zone, they're going to have to really hustle that kicking team on.
Well, you're watching the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Football Championships exclusively on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Alan DeBolt, Kent Larson along with you here today. 30 seconds remaining here before halftime. And at halftime, the annual Iowa Cheer Honor Squad is performing here on the field here today in the Class 2A and 3A championship games. So look forward to seeing some of that. All the fine folks who put their heart and soul into cheer.
Well, Vanderzee has been their leading receiver on the year, but they've got 4 different players that have caught a pass already today, so options are pretty open for Lutmer.
Third down and 9. And Lutmer changing the play here at the line of scrimmage. Play clock, plenty of time, down to about 13. Lutmer wanting to pass, looking, feels pressure, caught, escapes the pressure, now bounces inside and breaks a tackle down to the 5. Still in bounds, though, and the clock ticks.
And here comes that field goal team racing onto the field to see if they can get it off.
Lutmer is the holder. This will be a 22-yard field goal attempt by Deeren. His kick is up, and it is good as time expires here in the first half.
Well, they tried to run a pick play on the third down. They had single coverage on the outside and tried to run the pick play. Good coverage by Williamsburg to defend it. Lutmer tried his best to try to get it to the end zone, just couldn't. But wow, what a half.
Well, we'll take a break here. Our halftime show coming up on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Great. You slept through your alarm clock, you can't find your keys, your hair's a mess, and you still have that never-ending list of repairs nagging at you from its hot on the fridge as you run out the door. Nobody's got time for that. Luckily, the professionals at Golden Rule are here to save the day with this awesome deal. Get $79 off any plumbing, heating, cooling, or electrical repair. Our certified technicians will provide you with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So relax and let Golden Rule start knocking items off your to-do list.
From college and postgraduate degrees to trade schools and apprenticeships, students and families have many options to explore after high school. And ISL Education Lending is here to help with free tools and resources to help compare options and costs, scholarships and programs to provide families with additional funding, and lower-cost loans to help pay when savings and scholarships aren't enough. To learn more about how ISL Education Lending can help, visit iowastudentloan.org.
The story of a farm is the story of a family. From generations past to generations to come, families have raised their children and the crops that sustain our country on the same fields. Today, with a better nitrogen, farmers can continue to take care of what matters most, the land they work and the people they do it with.
Welcome back here to the Unidome at the halftime break on the Channel Seed scoreboard. CLGLR is with a 3-0 lead on a 22-yard field goal right here before the halftime finished up, right as time expired as well. And we're looking at the cheer squad, the honor cheer squad here in the state of Iowa, here performing at the Unidome here today in the Class 2A and 3A games. Well, as we continue our halftime show, we're going to take a break here and hear from our friends from the Des Moines Public School and John Mendoza.
Hey everybody, I'm here with John Mendoza. He is the director of DMPS Virtual Campus 6 through 12. So John, thank you so much for being here. I have a couple questions for you. Like, can any student across the state of Iowa enroll in Virtual Campus?
Yes, Virtual Campus is an accredited online middle school and high school now. So any student from grades 6 through 12 that live in the state of Iowa can enroll in the virtual campus. Okay. And since we are an accredited school by the state of Iowa, that means a student can earn their high school diploma from the comfort of their own home in this online modality.
So tell us a little bit about the learning experience that you get with Virtual Campus.
Yeah, Virtual Campus is a hybrid combination of synchronous learning, which is live instruction, and asynchronous learning, which is self-paced instruction, meaning that we're providing structure and flexibility for all students. In addition, students can participate in athletics and activities at their home attendance area school while also attending and graduating from Virtual Campus, which is a huge perk.
It's a huge perk. So if people out there want to learn more, how can they do so?
Yeah, if you want to learn more about the experience of Virtual Campus, you can visit virtualcampus.dmschools.org.
Thank you, John, for being here today.
Thanks.
I wasn't born a leader.
I couldn't buy it.
How did I get here?
I decided.
Decide to lead.
Professional Educators of Iowa, founded by teachers for teachers in 1981.
What I like is that it is former administrators, teachers. They are people that are invested into, hey, let's make something great better.
PEI, the Professional Association for Iowa's Independent Educators.
The best thing about Professional Educators of Iowa is it's right in our backyard. It feels like home.
Now more than ever, educators are choosing PEI.
Micro knows how important it is to connect with 811 before he starts digging.
When it comes to my little bonsai tree, I don't like to take any chances.
Unfortunately, he's forgotten how critically important it is to stay within the lines.
On second thought, I think maybe I'll put my little bonsai tree over here. Hey, you might want to call 811 again.
Ooh, that's going to leave a mark. I like what you've done with your hair.
Just give me the hat.
I wasn't born a leader.
I couldn't buy it.
How did I get here?
I decided. Decide to lead.
everybody. I'm here with Brent Johnson, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. Thank you so much for being here. And first of all, just have to say congratulations to the Iowa Farm Bureau for being the sole title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, but of course the 2022 Boys State Football Championships. So talk about being a part of an event like this one.
Yeah, thanks, Jackie. You know, it's a terrific opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments and the resilience of Iowa's elite teams and student athletes. All the qualities that have brought them to this moment, from determination, leadership, accountability, and beating the odds during the last few difficult years, are the same qualities that Iowa's farmers bring to the fields every day. And no matter what the challenges lie ahead, together we celebrate their farm-strong spirit and know that the future of Iowa is in great hands.
Tell me more about how Iowa Farm Bureau serves youth all across the state of Iowa, especially with the Iowa High School Athletic Association.
Yeah. Well, the well-being of our student athletes is top of mind for the Iowa Farm Bureau. And that's why for the 4th year running, the Iowa Farm Bureau has partnered with the Boys Association as well as the Girls Union to provide concussion insurance for student athletes that participate in sanctioned sports at no cost to those athletes or their families. Mm-hmm. Also, every year we give over $250,000 annually in scholarships, grants, and programs to those students who are pursuing a higher education.
So safety, scholarships, and how about signature footballs and championship caps? Talk about the importance of these.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the signature footballs have been around for a long time, and that's something that those kids absolutely cherish. That's something that they can have their classmates, their teammates, their coaches, their mentors, family members sign, and something that they can take forever as they move forward and remember this week in their high school years. And the caps, that's something that is probably the most prized possession this entire week. Those caps are given to the champions, and that is something that those kids really strive for.
Absolutely. Brent, thank you again for being here. And thank you to the Iowa Farm Bureau for being the sole title sponsor of the Boys State Football Championships.
This is no ordinary football. To Iowa Farm Bureau, this is the future of our youth, the pride of our communities, the energy that makes Iowa, Iowa. The Friday night that brings farmers, teachers, doctors, and kids all together. To Iowa Farm Bureau, this is the reason we work so hard. This is Iowa. Iowa Farm Bureau. People, progress, and pride.
Introducing the new Sicilian pizza from Pizza Ranch with our signature skillet crust cut into squares. Sausage and pepperoni, fresh basil, shaved Parmesan, and the sauce on the top. It pairs perfectly with the new Italian chopped salad, featuring crunchy romaine lettuce, Old World pepperoni, and sliced pepperoncini peppers. And backed by popular demand, salted caramel apple pecan dessert. Try it all on the buffet for a limited time at Pizza Ranch.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jackie Schmelin. With me today is James Johnson, who is president and CEO of PCSB Bank in Clarinda. Thank you so much for being here. James, tell us a little bit more about your involvement with the association.
I've been involved with the Iowa Bankers Association for many years, and this year I am honored to be able to serve on the board of directors and to represent Southwest Iowa. I've always appreciated the resources that Iowa Bankers provides our bank to help us serve our community. We believe as Iowans we're stronger together, and as a unified group, Iowa Bankers protect billions of dollars in deposits and provide over $80 billion in loans that help our communities thrive.
Now, every year during the Boys State Football Championships, the Iowa Bankers Association sponsors the Student Athlete Achievement Awards. Tell us why it's important to be a part of an award like this one.
Well, helping Iowans is what Iowa Bankers do. We are so proud to have this opportunity to present a scholarship to a student athlete to invest in their future and help them save for their education. These are exceptional student athletes. They excel in the classroom and within their communities. Providing them a scholarship is a win for everyone. After graduating, we hope these students are able to return home and to use those talents and skills within their communities.
James, thank you so much for being here and telling us more about the association. And thank you to the Iowa Bankers Association for sponsoring the Student Athlete Achievement Awards.
Your home is your sanctuary. It's where life happens. There's a feeling you get when you're home of comfort, peace, of being in a space created just for you. For almost 50 years, you've invited homemakers in to help make your house a home. And now, sit back and relax and experience the new homemakers.com. Anytime, any place. With the same low prices, unbeatable selection, and top trends you've come to love. Reimagine your home today. Explore the all-new homemakers.com.
Casey's, buy one large pizza, get a second large pizza 40% off with promo code GATHER.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Steve McCullough, who is CEO of ISL Education Lending. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, as Iowa's nonprofit student loan lender, we want to hear more about your organization.
Well, our mission is to help students and families succeed in college and careers. We offer low-cost private education loans under the name ISL Education Lending. We also offer scholarships and college planning tools so students and families can make wise choices.
Well, you have to love that, but I want to hear more about the scholarships and other opportunities for the students out there.
So we offer quarterly drawings of 529 plan deposits for parents of students between 8th and 12th grade who sign up for emails through SP3. Now, these emails provide information for parents so they can help their students plan for life after high school. And currently, high school seniors can sign up to win one of 50 $1,000 scholarships for college.
Now, if people want to learn more, because I'm sure they're excited about that information, where can they go?
They can go to iowastudentloan.org.
Steve, always great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back here to the Unidome. 3-0 is your halftime score on the Channel Seed scoreboard here today. And Kent Larson, this has been a defensive battle and an offensive struggle throughout this whole game.
Well, it really has, and you'll see that when we show the stats here in a little bit. But yeah, just a tremendous. We talked about the speed on both these teams and the athletes, and that's been on full display so far on the defensive side of the ball.
So with that, we'll take a look at our highlights here in the first half, brought to you by Pivot Bio. Pivot Bio, proven 40, predictable, productive, and weatherproof. Turn to a better nitrogen. Turn to Pivot Bio, proven 40. Learn more at pivotbio.com. And our first half highlights of this football game, Kent, has all focused on the defense so far in this game. A little bit of offense from time to time, but Williamsburg's defense been strong, so is Central Lyon.
Well, it really has been. There just hasn't been much room to get any yards, and closing speed on both these teams defensively. Just look at how both these teams are just flying to the football.
And both teams went for it on fourth down about midfield and tried to get first downs. Neither one could. Williamsburg finally got to a point where they decided, hey, we're going to play field position and punt the football away to see if we could pin Central Lyon deep in their own territory.
Yeah, then they had one drive at the end of the half, and that was just a great job hustling that field goal team on to get that field goal to get the lead.
So a 22-yard field goal is the only score in this football game. And let's take a look at our Sioux Cup halftime stats here, Kent.
Well, you look at the big one, just one first down for Williamsburg. And offensively, Central Lyon George Little Rock has the lead, but I'm wondering how many of those, about 80 of them at least, came on that last drive of the first half, because I think if memory serves me right, they went from their 10 all the way down to the field. About a 6-minute drive, they got that field goal, and that's shown on the time of possession by Central Lyon George Little Rock, almost twice as much.
Well, with Sioux Cup, they provide you farm quality products to offer more quality time with your family. So interesting first half here as we take a look at Lyon fans here today making the trip from Lyon County over by Sioux Falls. And then the Williamsburg and the future cheer squad, as we saw a little bit of here at the halftime break. And we'll see the cheer squad again in the 3A game coming up here today as well. And let's take a look at our keys today once again. Kent, talk a little bit about that as far as how these two teams have really performed here today.
Well, defensively, both teams have checked what they wanted to do. For Central Lyon George Little Rock, they wanted to limit their wide receiver. Weiskopf does not have a catch in the first half. Williamsburg, use your speed, and they've done that. They have not allowed Lubmer to get any long gains. And then power football, Central Lyon George Little Rock, that last drive, if they can keep that up, that 90-yard drive. And then Williamsburg, they're going to need to figure out a way to stop the pursuit, whether it's a reverse or something. You know, we talked about sharing the ball. They just have not been able to get much going offensively.
Logan Rethwish will kick the football off for Williamsburg. And this one is a low squibber that will roll inside the 5-yard line. Picked up by Eldon, and Eldon's able to get it out to the 10. Fortunate for Central Lyon George Little Rock on that.
Yeah, it really was. Now Sin hustling down to make the tackle, but just a bad hop on that kickoff. And fortunate they're not starting inside their 5.
Not sure if Eldon actually, or Josh Elbert actually touched the football or not, but I think he also felt like it wasn't going to make it back to the end zone, so he better go back and get it. So first down and 10 from the 10-yard line. Lutmer, the quarterback. Straight ahead running this time. And behind that front offensive wall. And a good push that time by Central Lyon George Little Rock out to about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, it really was. And, you know, they're hoping to maintain what they did on that drive right before halftime. Not a lot of big plays, just 4 and 5 yards, and steadily moved the ball down the field.
That was Elbert on the carry once again. He's had 5 carries unofficially for 29 yards here in this football game. We would normally be talking about Graham Eben back there, but he has not been playing here today. As a little fake that time by Lutmer, and he breaks out of the pack. Football's loose, and fortunate enough for Lutmer, I think he gets back on top of it.
Boy, that was a great hop back to him. Couldn't tell who from Williamsburg got a shoulder or helmet on the football to knock it away from Lutmer. Boy, good blocking up front.
A strip from behind. I think it was Weiskopf that got his hands in there to knock that one away. So first down from the 22-yard line. Strive started on the 10. With it is Elbert, and Elbert gets a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Trenton Davies, one of the Raiders, in on that stop. And it really looks like early on, these Lion backs are really looking for cutback lanes. And we talked about how they've been flying to the football, Williamsburg has, and trying to catch them over pursuing. We saw Lutmer do it, and then we just saw the running back there do it.
Defense is strong here today. 2nd down and 9 from the 23-yard line. And in motion is Johnson. Fake the handoff to him. Lutmer keeps it. It gets out across the 25 to the 27. It gains 4. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Goodell on the tackle, and just great patience that time by Lutmer. There wasn't anything there initially. He waited a little bit for his block to get set up and was able to pick up 4.
Aiden Stratton comes in now as one of the linebackers for Williamsburg on this 3rd down and 5 situation. Back to pass is Lutmer. Fires it and caught by the fullback out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. That's Caden Van Berkom, his 2nd catch of the day.
Boy, they've done that twice. Heitman ends up making the tackle. Just kind of released him out to the flat area, making the linebackers come all the way over to cover him.
Van Berkom only 1 catch coming into today's game. It was for 17 yards. He's had 2 already, but 2 very crucial catches in this game, and you'll see the signal callers on the sidelines there in the red and the green. Here comes Lutmer rolling left, and he's trying to find a cutback lane. Gets a little bit of one as he gets across the 40 to the 43-yard line, and a pickup of 6.
Yeah, Heitman on the tackle. And then we talked about power football by this Central Lyon George Little Rock group, and they're really starting to control the football. They're on another long drive. We talked about that drive right at the end of the first half. It was about 6 minutes going from their own 10-yard line. I think they ended up about the 4 before they kicked the field goal.
Vanderzee and Johnson split out to the right side this time. Andrew Austin here on the left. They'll move the fullback, Berkom, as a line of scrimmage player this time as they hand it off straight ahead to Josh Elbert, and he gets no gain on the play. It'll bring up third down.
Yeah, that was Heitman again, the talented sophomore from Williamsburg, able to get in and make another tackle.
There's some substitutions coming in here as it looks like the Lions want to load up the front line of scrimmage and get some big push up there. reminds you of the old days of the Chicago Bears,
yeah,
right?
It does.
Bring old William Perry in, and third down and 4. Under center this time. They'll hand it off. Elbert with the carry and the push, and does he get enough for a first down? He's going to be shy as he gets out to the 46-yard line.
Well, they're close enough, though, to allow him to go for it if they choose to. And you're right, they just had 2 lead blockers on that play, looking to move the pile. Yeah, it was Weiskopf in the middle of that, did a nice job holding the line.
So they changed the package. Van Berkom does the punting, and he's not going to punt. Central Lion's going to go for it here on 4th and short. Letmer rolling right, looking for a lane, cuts back, and he is able to get the first down. Needed about a yard, and he gets about a yard and a half.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me that they went for it. They've been doing it the whole game. A lot of trust in their defense if they don't get it. Boy, good block that time. Is that Wyatt Kroll? I couldn't tell for sure. Looked like 57.
Owen Douglas, the nose tackle, in there to make the stop on the play. First down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Letmer with the carry. Has some running room this time as he gets across midfield down to the 45-yard line. And that's a gain of 7, second down and 3.
Yeah, they're starting to wear this defense out. There was Weiskopf coming up to make the stop. We've got this drive's going on 6 minutes right now.
Started from Central Lyon, George Little Rock's 10-yard line. They've taken it across midfield. Second down and 3. Blitz coming. Pass over the middle, and this one is caught again by Van Berkom. And they found something in the passing game, Kent. They've been able to get their fullback, their halfback in some receiving yards.
What about the guts, though, from Lutmer? He took a shot right when he let go of this. This was Heitman flying in. He knew he was going to get hit. Almost broken up by Maddox Dorman.
And for Van Berkom, he is a yard shy of a first down, so it's again third down and 1 now for Central Lyon. Handed off to Caden Van Berkom, and he has enough for a first down as he takes it to the 41-yard line. You're watching the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Football Championships exclusively on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Alan DeBolt, Kent Larson here today with you for this Class 2A championship football game. 3-0 your score. And we're over midway in the third quarter of play. That field goal came as time was running out in the first half. A 22-yard field goal kick by Matt Deerham. Here's Lutmer with the carry to the 35 this time. Breaks free, and he's inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line, and another first down for Central Lyon.
Boy, great blocking by 51 Deeren and 53 Blake Baker. You see both those guys pulling. Dorman on the stop.
Elbert comes out of the contest now for the Lions as they go to their normal spread formation here. In the backfield is Van Berkom. And he moves right before the clap by Lutmer.
Full start. We're with 31 on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Now that's the other thing about this game, Kent. It has been a very clean football game for the most part. A couple penalties here and there, but now 1st and 15 for Central Lyon. This is a big penalty.
I tell you what, the way this thing's going, though, I don't know if I've ever seen a team have the ball on one drive a whole quarter. They're at 8 minutes and counting right now.
Well, they have it from the 31-yard line now in Williamsburg territory. Williamsburg's defense has been so solid here today. They hand it off to the fullback. He's tripped up in the backfield by Douglas. Gets ahead for a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 14.
And once again, Douglas just using his speed. He's given up 40 pounds on the line. But he's been able to get across the line of scrimmage and shoot those gaps and has made some big plays for this Williamsburg defense.
Gain of 1. Good look at Owen Douglas there. The nose tackle for Williamsburg. Lutmer this time wants to pass. Rolls right, throws it deep down the field, has a man wide open. It's caught. Touchdown! Reese Vanderzee on the reception.
Boy, I thought that ball was going to be overthrown. Vanderzee was able to reach out and cradle that thing in. Good protection on the play. Right on the fingertips.
So a 30-yard touchdown pass, and he couldn't have laid that in his hands any better. So Vanderzee on the sideline getting congrats from his teammates. Deeren will do the extra point attempt. So waiting for a player to get into the mix here for the Lions.
They're going to get a delay a game.
On the offense, number 14. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
So this will move it back to the 15-yard line. So a 25-yard PAT coming up by Matt Deeren. Good snap. And the kick is good, and the Lions lead this one 10-0 here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more after this timeout.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Small businesses across Iowa are continuing to show up for you. They're adapting, they're donating, they're keeping their doors and their hearts open to assist their employees and serve their customers, just like they always have. Small businesses are the backbone of Iowa's communities, and they're backed by Iowa banks. With helpful advice, affordable loans, and essential financial services, banks across Iowa are showing small businesses the way to a stronger tomorrow. Learn more at iowabankers.com.
Tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking.
Right now, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership with code Mahomes.
It's the Iowa High School Athletic Association's state championships, brought to you in part by DMAC, Life's Calling, by Iowa Farm Bureau, proud to champion Iowa's youth, and by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Now you see Lutmer there with that on the sideline, throwing that 30-yard touchdown pass to Reese Vanderzee to extend the lead out 10-0 in this football game. That was an impressive drive, Kent Larson.
9 minutes and 5 seconds, 90 yards. Second drive, they started on their 10-yard line. Right before halftime, they got the field goal, then come right back with a long drive for a touchdown.
Well, we'll find out what Williamsburg has in their bag of tricks and what adjustments they made at halftime. The first time we get a look at their offense here in the second half.
Yeah, a little pooch kick and not wanting to give up a kick return, and Kale Moore smartly just falls on it.
Carson Hudepole, number 7 on your screen right there, the quarterback for Williamsburg. On the year, 1,353 yards passing, 19 touchdowns and 6 intercepts. He's also carried for 659 yards. They'll run a spread formation this time with Hudepole as he puts a man in motion. Handoff coming near side, trying to get to the outside, and a little nice spin move that time. Is that Race Heitman, I believe, on the carries. He gets it out to the 35-yard line, a pickup of 4.
Yeah, finally brought down by Evan Kruger. Little jet sweep action, and good job on the spin move. Allowed him to get about 5 yards.
Coming up will be our Casey's Player of the Game, as we'll announce that. Casey's here for veterans, here for good. 2nd down and 6. Here's a pass deep down the field, and that one is up for Heitman as well. And Race makes the catch, and that moves the sticks all the way down to the 34-yard line is where they'll put it in Lion territory.
Well, great adjustment on the football. Lutmer was on the coverage. Didn't know where the ball was at. Advantage then was to Heitman. Came back and got it. But tell you what, give a lot of credit to Hudepole. He took a lick as soon as he let go of that football. I think that was Denicus that hit him.
1st down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Hudepole wants to throw once again, going deep again. This one's up for Heitman. Makes the catch, touchdown! A 34-yard pass strike from Hudepole to Race Heitman, and it's 10-6 with 1:42 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play.
Yeah, once again, a great adjustment on the football. It was even on the coverage. Didn't know where the ball was at. Had him stride for stride, but Heitman was able to make that adjustment when he saw the football to make the catch, and wow, how about that?
That didn't take long. Extra point attempt is up, and it is no good. It's left.
Well, you talked about adjustments, Alan. A lot of those deep throws were going to Weisskopf in that first half. And they came out and featured Heitman that time.
But the adjustment that Heitman made on that touchdown pass, where he basically had to turn around and find the football over the other shoulder, was just incredible. As you take a look at the student body and the band playing for Williamsburg here today. Coming up later today, we'll announce today's play of the game, brought to you by Iowa Corn, where corn grows Iowa. Got some big plays in this game. We talked about it, Kent. You know, this game could be a big play type game down the road, and that was one. I always wanted to learn how to do that. I don't think I'm talented enough. Obviously not. I would have done it, right? Fun at the Dome here today. Williamsburg will kick it off once again. This one returned from the 15-yard line out across the 25, and Central Line will take over 1st and 10 about right at the 30-yard line.
Albert on the return from Central Line, George Little Rock.
Well, do you go back to the old ground and pound again, Kent?
Hey, if it's not busted, don't mess with it. Yeah, I think they're just trying to get another long drive going.
So from the 30-yard line, Lutmer this time will work out of the pistol. Straight ahead running this time for the running back, and that's Josh Elbert. He has some good running distance to the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 15.
A tackle by Dorman. Once again, another great block by Trevor Deeren. He ended up getting a pancake at the end of that block.
1:12 and counting here in the third quarter of play. 10-6 is your score. The Lions with the football. It's Van Berkham in motion. And Lutmer wants to roll right. Now runs right up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's inside the 45-yard line down to the 44, and he picks up 11 and a first down.
Yeah, this line for the Lions is really starting to take control of this game. Deeren and Baker and Christensen and Van Wy and DeBoer. They're opening up some big holes at the line of scrimmage.
First down and 10 at the 44-yard line. This time they'll spread the formation out. Two receivers right, two left. Lutmer with a man in motion. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and he's inside the 40, down right at the 40-yard line. Give him a gain of 4, second down and 6.
Yeah, Heitman on the tackle. We talked about the big difference in time of possession in that first half. It was almost double for Central Lyon George Little Rock. It's been about 11 minutes to 1 here in this third quarter.
Well, we've reached the end of the third quarter here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. These two teams are really battling here today. So with that, we'll take a break here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Your score, 10-6. Back with more after this.
Here at Des Moines Public Schools Virtual Campus, we provide an alternative school setting for students, where we take the traditional model of fitting life around school, and we flip it, and we fit your school around your life situations. DMPS Virtual Campus High School, providing accredited online high school opportunities for all Iowa students, schools, and partners to put a diploma in every student's hand.
At Mid-American Energy, we help you save energy and money at home.
And the office with our programs and rebate offers.
But you can start saving today with these low and no-cost tips.
Program your thermostat to keep an energy savings schedule.
Or use a smart thermostat to save energy for you.
Install LED lighting wherever you can.
Lower the temperature on your water heater.
And change furnace filters regularly.
Find more ways to save on our website.
As the weather grows colder, lawn mowing season is coming to an end. Before you put your John Deere and other equipment away for winter, sign it up for a winter service special at Van Wall Equipment. Our expertly trained technicians will get your equipment tuned up, sharpened, and ready for another season. For a limited time, we're including free pickup and delivery to make it easy and convenient for you to keep your equipment running at its best. Visit vanwall.com for more information and to sign up today.
The Iowa High School State Championships are presented by Iowa Farm Bureau, sole title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Iowa Farm Bureau, showcasing Iowa's youth and all they have to offer this great state. Well, we've come upon the fourth quarter of this football game. 10-6, the Lions over the Raiders right now, and Central Lyon with the football at the Raiders' 40-yard line. Tremendously well-played football game between two very powerful 2A football teams here in this championship. Zach Lutmer, the quarterback, and he will keep the football, trying to juke and find a way to get through that line of scrimmage. Picks up about 1 on that play. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Yeah, Gable Dayton made the tackle. Heitman was able to break across the line, kind of blow that play up. But Central Lyon George Little Rock, 4-down territory. They've got 2 downs to get 5 yards.
That's not been easy today for sure. Lutmer today unofficially 23 carries for 107 yards. So 3rd down and 5. Blitz coming up the middle. And with the carry is Albert. He is able to get to the 30-yard line. He does have a 1st down.
And a tackle made by Derek Weiskopf.
A nice push off that left side of the line of scrimmage that time, Kent.
What really was, like I said, this line just kind of taken over this football game, and Williamsburg has just not been able to string a couple plays in a row together defensively.
Albert today, 9 carries, 56 yards, and that was a nice push up front by Nolan Baker, the guard, on that left side of the line of scrimmage. From the 30-yard line this time. Albert again will get a couple 3. 2-yard pickup, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, you start looking at, it's just 3 yards and 3 yards and 5 yards. I mean, you got 4 downs and only needing 10 yards. It's been tough on this Williamsburg defense. They need to figure out how they can get a tackle for loss and try to get Central Lion George Little Rock in some 3rd and longs.
Well, it looks like Albert's going to come out of the game here for just a bit. We got a little blood maybe to deal with there, so they'll get him cleaned up and get him back out here on the field. 2nd down and 8 to go from the 28-yard line. Here's Lutmer with the carry. Again, straight ahead push this time, and then he just goes backwards. Owen Douglas said, "Not on my watch." That's a pickup of 4 yards, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
But that's the thing. Contact was made about 4 yards past the line of scrimmage. And, another 3rd and short with 2 downs to get it for Central Lion George Little Rock.
9:55 and counting here in the 4th quarter. And if you remember, Central Lion George Little Rock's opening drive here in the 3rd quarter consumed about 10 minutes on the clock. Here's Lutmer, and he's caught in the backfield this time. Who's back there, Kent?
That was Gable Dayton, and that's the play they've been waiting for. 4th and long. They finally got him in a situation where they're going to maybe have to throw the football. Just an excellent play by Dayton, flying across the line of scrimmage for a loss of 4.
So now 9 yards to go. And it's go territory for Central Lion George Little Rock.
This Williamsburg crowd is going nuts trying to fire up their defense.
Lutmer back to pass. Sets up the middle screen, and this one is picked off. Regardless, if it was incomplete, it would be a turnover on downs, but it was picked off, and coming up with it for Williamsburg was Braylon Weegan. Or am I correct on that?
Well, I'm trying to see who actually caught it. Was 5
Number
caught
5.
it.
That's Aiden Stratton.
Aiden Stratton.
You see Stratton on the sideline getting kudos from his teammates and his coaches. Whether it's turnover on downs by a tackle or an interception, the interception I think gives you a little bit more energy. And here goes Williamsburg trying to get some running room, and that is the quarterback, Udapol. He is forward progress to the 25, and that's it. No gain on the play.
Look at all those white jerseys surrounding the football. He made about 4 guys miss on this, but just way too many white jerseys to try to get through.
Free streaming of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Football Championships on IHSSN.com is powered by Mid-American Energy. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To learn more, go to midamericanenergy.com.
Well, they've got one-on-one matchups on the outside on the receivers to see if they try to hit something towards the sidelines.
And the last drive for Williamsburg, they were successful with Race Heitman. And a couple of big receptions and running plays. And again, pass over the middle this time, and Heitman is the receiver on the play as he gets out to the 37-yard line before he is stopped forward progress.
Graham Eben on the tackle, but just a quick slant to Heitman. It's his 3rd catch of the half. The Williamsburg passing game has been pretty sharp here. 3 straight completions by Hudipol.
So from the 37 this time, Hudipol is going to roll right and looking for a block and nowhere to go as he's brought down for a yard loss on the play. Evan Kruger getting off the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, the run game has just not been there. Just 32 yards on the ground, 13 carries as a team for Williamsburg.
Second down and 11 from the 36-yard line. Here's Hudipol. Wants to pass, has time, fires it deep down the field, going for that big home run once again, and off the hands of his intended receiver. A couple of defenders down there as well. And that was Weiskopf. Took a pretty good shot when he landed on the ground right there.
Yeah, Vanderzee on the coverage. Now last week Weiskopf was winning those battles. Vanderzee, though, at 6'5", can go up with Weiskopf. Was able to knock that away.
Now, Weiskopf took a pretty good shot with his body landing and his head landing on the field as well. Continuing on, 6:51 here and counting in the fourth quarter. Pass over the middle. This one is overthrown. That was Weiskopf, the intended receiver, once again.
Vanderzee on the coverage that time.
So to bring up 4th down and 11 and punt time for Williamsburg. See Coach Eben on the sideline over there for Central Lyon, George Little Rock. Nice punt. Big high spiral, and Lutmer's just going to let it roll all the way back inside the 10-yard line down to the 4. Time now for a message from Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, it's our job to keep you safe. So we encourage you to install a carbon monoxide detector on every level of your home. If your detector goes off, leave your home right away and give us a call.
The Lions will take over 1st down and 10 at the 5 is where they will place the football. Dangerous territory right now, Kent, for Central Lyon.
Well, it really is. This 1st down play is going to be huge for this Williamsburg defense.
So Lutmer will take the snap right at the goal line. And he hands it off. A little bit of running room out across the 5 to about the 8-yard line. It's Elbert on the carry once again.
Tackle made by Goodell.
11 carries today for Josh Elbert for 61 yards. Lutmer, 25 carries for 106. He's got 3 tackles for loss in the game here today. Van Berkem, 5 carries for 6 yards. So it's been tough running here today for Central Lyon, but they've been able to get the job done. They need 7 for a 1st down and now a penalty flag.
Yeah, I think Williamsburg might have jumped.
Encroachment on the defense, number 47. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Yeah, Central Lyon, George Little Rock put a man in motion. And Owen Douglas just got a little anxious and stepped across the line.
So that helps the situation for the Lions as they have 2nd down now and about 2 to go. As Coach Ritchie for Williamsburg a little bit dejected with that penalty. Handoff straight ahead running this time, and some good running room for Josh Elbert as he gets out close to the 20-yard line and a 1st down.
Tackle made by Weiskopf. Boy, Elbert's had a strong game today. How many yards is he up to?
He's about 68 on 12 carries, yeah. You know, Kent, as we have seen with Central Lyon so far in this game, they can establish 1st downs all the way through. They might be able to run this clock with very little time left for Williamsburg. Here's Lutmer with the carry, and he's going to be pulled forward for about a yard gain on the play. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
And Gable Dayton on the tackle, but you're right on that, Alan. You know, we've seen the long drive, 6 minutes at the end of the first half, 10 minutes at the start of the second half. And, you know, Williamsburg, they need to get a stop now because they've got them in 3-down territory. This ball starts to get out to the 40 or 50. Central Line George Little Rock will probably go for it on 4th if it's short.
So 8 yards to go on 2nd down now for Central Lyon. There's another handoff and a good stick that time. That's that middle linebacker, Gable Dayton, getting in there to make the stop once again.
Well, huge play by Dayton, and now they've got Central Lyon George Little Rock where they want them, 3rd and long, back up deep in their territory. They can get a stop here. They'll get the ball back about the 40-yard line with about 3:30 to go with a chance to win it.
And 3 timeouts remaining as well does Central Lyon GLR. 3rd down and 9 now from the 21-yard line. Trips right, 2 receivers left. Lutmer feeling pressure, steps out of the pocket, and he's able to scramble down the field, and he gets across the 35 to the 41-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Central Lyon George Little Rock, and what great presence did Zach Lutmer have right there.
Oh my goodness, how'd he get out of there? It looked like they were going to tackle him for a loss. Lutmer's just flashing that speed that he has. My goodness, that might have been a play of the game.
Well, a huge play for the Lions as they now have the football out to the 41-yard line. From the pistol this time. Same recipe, straight ahead running. And for Elbert, he loses a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. And now Williamsburg wants to call a timeout to preserve some clock here if they can.
I think that's a great timeout.
So with that, we'll take a break here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. We're back with more right after this timeout.
Attention gate members, your connecting flight will arrive eventually.
Have you been the victim of gate seat theft? If so, you may be entitled to a settlement.
Here at the law offices of Butsky and Bubkus, we've helped thousands collect damages for seat thefts.
We also represent wall theft, patches of floor theft, bathroom stall theft. If you sat on it and got up and someone else sat on it, we'll represent you.
Let us help you sue the pants off the butt that stole your seat.
The law offices of Butsky and Bubkus, not necessary for those who live the nonstop life.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics, because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
This broadcast of the Iowa High School Athletic Association's state championships is brought to you in part by the Iowa Bankers Association, built by you, backed by Iowa banks, by Iowa Corn, corn grows Iowa, and by Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. 2nd down and 10 now for the Lions at the 40-yard line, and Lutmer looking for another carry, coming near side of the field, has a little bit of running room as he gets out across the 45 to the 46-yard line, stays in bounds, and it'll bring up down a 3rd down and 4 to go.
Boy, he's just able to make something out of nothing. Puts him in position where they've got 2 downs to get this 4 yards.
As you look at Gable Dayton, he's had some big plays here in this second half as far as getting penetration to make some big tackles for loss. 3rd down and 4. Straight ahead running this time for Elbert. And he gets across midfield.
I think he's going to be just a little bit short where they're marking it at.
So now a 4th down play coming up for the Lions. And Kent, do they punt here? They have a timeout on the field.
Timeout, Williamsburg. Their second and a half.
Well, they've went for it. They've went for it the whole game on 4th and short. I don't expect anything different here.
Well, it looked like they were bringing the punt team out. We'll find out. And the tournament MVP award fueled by Iowa Beef will be announced at the end of the 5A championship game. Now here's a sports nutrition tip by Iowa Beef.
How do you recover? Carbohydrate to refuel, protein to rebuild, fluid to rehydrate, all within 2 hours post-game. Lean beef burger and a side for the win.
So coming up with this 4th down, about a half yard to go. And I get what you're thinking. You know, you go for it here and see if you can get the 1st down. You basically can pave your way here. But if you punt the football away, you're making Williamsburg drive a long distance to be able to score the touchdown.
Well, you are, but they've hit those 2 big pass plays, and they've got, you know, Weiskopf. I can't even imagine that he's going to go through the game without a catch. And that deep ball threat scares me. So I will be shocked if they punt it.
Well, the fans on their feet on both sides here today. They know how important this big play is coming up. And there is Lutmer. He will lead the charge here if he can.
We got the jumbo package in.
So the power formation. And a jump on the line of scrimmage. And that's what the Lions wanted.
Encroachment on the defense, number 47. 5-yard penalty. The result of the play is a 1st down.
Well, the defense, they were anticipating the count. Kent trying to get a good push, and it cost them.
Yeah, that's just so difficult because as a defender, you've got to try to get a jump there, and sometimes you guess wrong. But 1 timeout left for Williamsburg. They're going to be able to run at least another minute off this clock.
At the 44-yard line now. 1st down and 10 for the Lions. And a high snap gets over Lutmer's head. Who's going to get on it? I think Central Lyon gets the football back, but it's all the way back to the 43-yard line.
Holy cow, was that Elbert that fell on it? Yeah, Josh Elbert's the one that came up with it.
Timeout, Williamsburg. Their final timeout of the half. Please put the game clock to 1:50.
So you see at the very end there, Elbert coming in on top of the ball. Williamsburg has now used up their last timeout with 1:49 to go. That was a huge play.
Well, Owen Douglas made a smart play for Williamsburg. He dived on Lutmer, so Lutmer didn't have a chance to try to crawl and get back on that football, hoping one of his teammates could get it. Then it was just a scrum, and Elbert came up with it. Yeah, I would imagine Central Lyon's just going to run the football the next 2 plays, maybe try to get Lutmer out in some space and try to run about a minute off and then punt it back. Williamsburg will get about a minute left if they can hold him here on these next 2 downs.
Well, and obviously thinking turnover if they can get one here. Just to get a strip of something.
I'm probably telling my players, don't try to fight for extra yards. Get what you can and then get down. And you're right, you do not want to fumble the ball here at midfield.
They have to get all the way down to the 34-yard line for a 1st down. So it's 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Lutmer rolling left, and he breaks free, gets across midfield. A pickup of 6. It'll bring up 3rd down and 16.
Yeah, tackle by Douglas. And just a smart play by the Lions. You know, Lutmer has that big play capability. Just keep the ball in his hands and get what you can get. And if you have to punt it, punt it. They can run this down to about the 1 minute mark.
Yeah, the game clock at 1:18, the play clock at 13, now 12. Before they run the play, and Kent, you're right, it'll be about a minute after this play. Here's Lutmer again, rolling left, and he just slides down. It's a yard so, maybe on the gain.
Well, that's why he leads the state in quarterback rating, just the intelligent decisions he made. He wasn't going to take a chance of having somebody come up and strip that football, and he got down when he saw the 2 defenders coming at him. Now they can let this thing run down to about 23 seconds before they punt it.
Yeah, and they've got 3 timeouts to use, so they'll let it run all the way down. Play clock down to 3, 2, and 1, and they take the timeout with 23 seconds remaining in this game.
Timeout. Central Lyon, George Little Rock.
Boy, what a game this has been.
It has been a great football game.
Well, if you're Williamsburg, I'm almost coming after this punt. The odds of having a big punt return are kind of pretty slim, and you'd have the ball back about your 20-yard line with 15 seconds left.
You know, the thing is, Central Lyon doesn't punt very much, Kent. They've punted until today 13 times all season.
Well, they haven't had to. Like I said, 37 has been the least they've scored all year long, and this Williamsburg defense has held them to 10.
Well, following today's game right here, we will have the Class 3A championship game coming your way here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network, scheduled to start at 1:05 today. We'll come on the air at 1 o'clock. Harlan and Mount Vernon. Should be another classic. This is a classic. Van Burkham to do the punting. Williamsburg's going to come after it. Now we got movement on the line of scrimmage, which will cost Central Lyon, George Little Rock, 5 yards.
False start on the offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th.
Well, Alan, we talked at halftime about how close Central Lyon George Little Rock has been to winning a state championship. They were in this title game 2 years ago in football. They were in state basketball finals last year. Is this the year they finally bring the big trophy back home?
We're 23 seconds away from finding out, and Van Burkham does a good job just getting the football and getting it out of his hands and punting it away and coming near side to get out of bounds to preserve some clock for Williamsburg is Race Heitman. Well, now it's time to announce our play of the game, brought to you by Iowa Corn, where corn grows Iowa here today.
Yet it was the 3rd down conversion with about 6 minutes left. Lutmer on 3rd and 9. Williamsburg had them pinned back and they're deep, and they would have got the ball back about midfield. Lutmer was able to convert, and they were able to run this clock all the way down to 13 seconds.
So Iowa Corn play of the game here, and for the Lions, they want to take a timeout and make sure that they've got their defense set the way Coach Eben is hoping for. Coach Eben in 6 years with Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Well, Alan, there's a couple different ways you can approach this. You can try to get something to about midfield and give yourself a shot at the end zone. Or you can just run the crazy, keep laddering the football and hoping somebody can make a play. Now, high school rules are a little bit different on pass interference. They're not spot fouls. So I'm telling my defensive backs, be aggressive. If you end up interfering on a pass interference, so be it. Keep everything in front of you.
And the defensive backs are playing about 30 yards off the football. That's Lutmer playing center field. Beautiful back to pass, feels pressure, rolls to his right, now fires it far side, and that pass is incomplete. Intended receiver that time was Race Heitman. And we're down to 6 seconds.
Yeah, Heitman just lost his balance at the end and just couldn't get his feet down when he caught it. Well, this is probably the last play.
Barring a penalty, a defensive penalty for sure.
5 guys 20 yards off the ball for this Lion defense.
Beautiful, back to pass again. Fires this one over the middle, it's complete. Weiskopf on the reception. Actually, Weiskopf with the ball now. Now we've got the lateral play going on here, just trying to make something happen on the scramble. Here goes Hudipol. He's going to fire it over. And it gets interesting right now. This one is still in the hands of Williamsburg. Coming near side. And finally knocked down. The ball is out of the hands, and the Lions recover the football, and that is your ball game, folks.
Boy, I'm hoping that Williamsburg player is okay. He took a shot right at the end.
They're your state champions here today. Central Lyon George Little Rock in Class 2A. On a tremendously hard-fought football game, Kent. This was a classic in the books for sure.
Oh my goodness, it really was. Who would have thought a 10-6 game would be as exciting as what that was?
Exactly. Well, this celebration here today by Central Lyon on the field and the Williamsburg family on the field. We'll take a look at this last play once again.
Yeah, I always wondered who you give the yardage to on this. There was probably about 8 different laterals on this play, but right at the end, that was Heitman that took that hit. Unfortunately, I did see him get up. Looks like he's going to be okay.
So we'll take a break here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Central Lyon, George Little Rock 10, Williamsburg 6. That's your final back after this.
Sukup Manufacturing Company. Decades of quality products from a family-owned business. From our team to yours, a winning combination, producing innovative products, giving you back the quality time for what's most important to you. In a world filled with challenges, Sukup is selling solutions.
Your home is your sanctuary. It's where life happens. There's a feeling you get when you're home of comfort, peace, of being in a space created just for you. For almost 50 years, you've invited homemakers in to help make your house a home. And now, sit back and relax and experience the new homemakers.com. Anytime, any place. With the same low prices, unbeatable selection, and top trends you've come to love. Reimagine your home today. Explore the all-new homemakers.com.
I wasn't born a leader.
I couldn't buy it.
How'd I get here?
I decided. Decide to lead.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion. Because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
I wasn't born a leader.
I couldn't buy it.
How'd I get here?
I decided. Decide to lead.
Welcome back here to the Unidome. A hard-fought football game today by two very talented football teams in Class 2A. Williamsburg, Central Lyon, George Little Rock, and your victory today goes to Central Lyon, George Little Rock, 10-6 over the Raiders from Williamsburg. Kent Larson, this was an amazing football game. Defense came to play here today.
Well, they really did, and Central Lyon George Little Rock was able to put together some long drives right at the end of the first half, started the third quarter to get their points, and then they just kept the ball away from Williamsburg that whole second half.
So we'll take a look at our Iowa Pork Producers Hog of the Game award winner today. Brought to you by the Iowa Pork Producers Association to honor today's outstanding lineman of the game. Kent, who do we have?
Well, it's going to be number 51, Trevor Deeren, the 225-pound junior. This offensive line from Central Lyon George Little Rock, we'll see when we see the time of possession, just controlled this football, led by Deeren.
So congratulations to our hog of the game, Trevor Deeren, the 6'4", 225-pound junior, is the Iowa Pork Producers Hog of the Game award winner here today. So congratulations to him.
Well, this Central Lyon George Little Rock is tall. We talked about the secondary, but Jiminy Christmas, this line, 6'2" to 6'6" across.
Well, the Lions, with size, speed, and height, win a state championship here today. And there's Curtis Eben, the head coach for the Lions, leading the charge. And congratulations to those guys. A well-deserved championship trophy on their behalf. And for Williamsburg, you guys have just put out an outstanding football game here today. They finished the season 12-1 on the year. Coach Kurt Ritchie is still looking for that state championship. They have not been able to get it, but I guarantee you they are a very talented group of kids down there. So let's take a look at our Casey's Player of the Game, brought to you by Casey's, here for veterans, here for good. And for Kent Larson, this is a guy that we thought might have an opportunity to be this guy here today.
Well, had a huge game last week and backed it up. Really big second half. Zach Lutmer, the quarterback, the Iowa recruit, did what he needed to do and just managed this football game really well. Like I said, that play of the game, that 3rd and 9 that he was able to make, and they saw the touchdown pass he had there. Just a tremendous athlete.
Over 200 and some yards today for Lutmer, had 142 on the ground, 85 passing the football today, 1 interception, 1 touchdown pass, and he is our Casey's Player of the Game. So the Lions are able to put on those Farm Bureau hats, the ever popular, and the Lions fans here to appreciate the support of their football team. And man, what a run they've had this year, Kent. Unbelievable.
Oh, just crazy. Like I said, they just dominated the season, and then they came up against the best team they've seen, this Williamsburg Raider team, and they hung on and survived and got a state championship.
And future Lion fans looking on, Coach Eben. And now we'll take a look at our highlights today, brought to you by Pivot Bio. Proven 40. Pivot Bio Proven 40 is predictable, productive, weatherproof. Turn to a better nitrogen. Turn to Pivot Bio Proven 40. Learn more at pivotbio.com. And let's look at today's highlights here, Kent. This was a great game, start to finish. Defense played a big role in this game early on.
Well, it really did. And 3-0 halftime, and they hustled down and got the field goal right as clock expired at the end of the first half, and then had a big drive the first drive of the second half, and was capped off by this touchdown pass to Vanderzee. Williamsburg answered right back. 2 long completions to Grace Heitman. Cut this to a 10-6 game. And then the play by Lutmer, 3rd and 9, deep in their territory. Williamsburg had a chance to get the ball back, and Lutmer was able to get loose and pick up a first down, and Central Lyon George Little Rock was able to run the clock out.
So our final stats here today brought to you by Sukup, farm quality products to offer more quality time with your family.
Well, look at the time of possession. That's the story of the game. Williamsburg just won first down the first half, and then the second half, they just never had the football. They had it that one drive where they had it for 3 plays. Otherwise, Central Lyon, George Little Rock, they had that first drive, took 8 minutes. That's the huge stat to me. And then, you know, the rushing yards, Williamsburg was just never able to get anything going on the ground. And really didn't have many opportunities to. And look at the first downs, 19-4.
So your final stats brought to you by Sukup here today. And the 2A state championship game goes to Central Lyon, George Little Rock. And those Farm Bureau hats are being worn and shown proudly on the field by the Lions as they win this one. Coming up next here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network at 1 o'clock is when we'll come on air, is Harlan 11-1 versus Mount Vernon at 12-0. Excuse me about that. And then at 4 o'clock today, we'll have Van Meter taking on West Sioux. And our game finale here tonight, it's Valley of West Des Moines versus Southeast Polk right here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. So with that, we'll say so long for now. Our final again, Central Lyon, George Little Rock 10, Williamsburg 6. For Kent Larson, I'm Alan DeBolt saying so long on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.